Alright, for this video we will find the domain and range of a function given its graph. Well, it's going to be all about pieces, guys. So the domain, remember the domain is the x values. Alright, so we're talking about left to right. So we're just going to look at each part of this graph. So let's start with this little part over here on the far left. This is going to the left forever. So that's why for the domain, okay, we're going to start in at negative infinity because we're coming in from the left. Now this thing is going to approach the vertical asymptote here at negative 2. So this branch is going from negative infinity and it's going to come on over to negative 2. Alright, we're going to leave that round because you can't touch an asymptote. Now, the next portion of the graph is going to pick up right on the other side of the negative 2. So I'll just put a union in there, and then still I'm going to start from the negative 2, just leaving it round because you can't touch this. But then it's going to go, and it doesn't matter what's happening here, it's crossing this line, whatever. The next interesting thing happens here at 3. That's a hole. So we have to stop it there at 3, alright, because you can't be 3, so that's going to make us have to stop. So that's this entire portion starting at negative 2 and going to the hole. And then we'll pick up after the hole, alright, again starting from the hole, just make sure it's round to show that we're not including the hole, and then heading on over to the next vertical asymptote at 4. So that's this little part right here between the hole and the vertical asymptote. And then the last part of the graph picks up after the vertical asymptote. Alright, and goes from 4 on over to positive infinity. Okay, so 4 to infinity. So this is the domain. Okay, you just have to list it out in pieces. So, similarly, the range. Now, understand the range, you're talking y values now. So, I'm talking about up and down. Okay, so I'm not looking at each branch separately anymore. I'm looking at the whole thing. Okay, so, and I'm seeing, is there any y value that's not included? Clearly the graph is going down, down, down forever. Okay? Clearly the graph is going up forever. So let's see, this branch stops here, but then I've got this part in here is being covered. Alright, this branch over here just covers everything. Alright, it goes up forever, it goes down forever, it doesn't have any breaks. So this branch alone just covers it all. So every y value is in fact covered. So the range is going to be negative infinity to positive infinity. Okay, you do not do each one of these separately. You just look at the whole graph from bottom to top, all together. Okay, every y value is hit, so negative infinity to positive infinity.